Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So, first of all, I apologize for taking yesterday off. I know yesterday was, it was like the day after the finale aired, so I probably should have did a video. It was just pretty stressful day, so I was just like, whatever. And yeah, but I got two videos coming out today, and I'm actually happy I waited because I thought of some more things to add to this video. So yeah, before we go any further, make sure to be aware that this video will contain spoilers for episode 16 of the final season here, and also make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. Now, what I really want to focus on here in this video is some of the CRM stuff, or I guess lack of CRM stuff that we got in the finale. And, a comment that Connie made. I really want to focus on that because it really seems like this is where we're going. Like this is originally what I thought. I thought Connie was eventually going to find out some stuff. She would find out this like a secret file or like find evidence of a location of something or just something like that, right? That would tease something CRM related in the future. We essentially got that, but without any sort of CRM revelation, right? If you remember in the finale, Connie, she found some coordinates or it was something like that to a specific location, and it seems like people were being held there. I don't remember the exact comments, but it was something like there may be some people there or there is people there, but they have to go and check it out. But Connie didn't want to publish a story on any of that yet, because she needs to go do some more investigative work to go make sure that her story is going to actually be able to withstand any sort of thing that Pamela Milton's going to say, right? Like she needs all the proof 100%. So that's why Connie was like, yeah, so we're going to stick with the Sebastian story for now, because that should be enough to really hurt Pamela and, make them worry for a little bit. And that's exactly what we're getting here. Connie and them at the very end, they did publish that story. And so now we're seeing the fallout, right? Like in episode 17, we're going to see the rioting, the protests, and we're going to see everything come crashing down around Pamela Milton and the entire Milton family, and as well as Lance, right? Lance has been doing a lot of messed up things lately. And, things are going to get very scary very soon for the Commonwealth. And basically, that's kind of what they have to do now. And that's where I do wonder if there's going to be some changes here, like maybe Pamela's not fit to lead or something like that. And so Lance just like kills her, right? Like it's very possible that that's what he does. Because again, like they're doing something so different here with Lance that I never saw this coming. I never saw him being like the main villain of this story at all. I thought it would be Pamela or Sebastian. But it's actually Lance, and deservedly so. I absolutely love this character. Honestly, he's such a great character. But I wonder if they're going to change some stuff up. Like they definitely could. If they could kill Pamela Milton off right away. The only issues I see with that is like if they do stick to a similar story at the end where Pamela Milton is, or not arrested, but Sebastian's arrested, then you don't really have that relationship there between Sebastian and Pamela. Which in the comic, Pamela, after Sebastian was arrested for killing Rick Grimes, Pamela was pretty destroyed about that, and she was sad that her son was going to go in jail for life or whatever. And you almost saw a little bit more of a connection there between the two. And on the show, we're not seeing that as of yet, but obviously they can start to show a little bit more there, right, in part 3. The point is, the Commonwealth, it's going to be a disaster as soon as we get into part 3. Like it's going to be a big mess, and it's because of this one story. But while this is all happening, Connie is going to go and try to figure out some other things regarding the coordinates to the specific location to see what this all means. And, the question I have is, could this be anything other than the CRM? Obviously, it is very possible. But I do think it is CRM related. And again, I go back to Gimple's comments. Gimple made a comment, and I have this excerpt right here, actually. It's from bleedingcool.com, because every time I reference this, people are asking me like, well, what exactly did he say? And I guess I should probably like have this in context, right? But anyways, this is what was said on Talking Dead. So the question was, well, right here, I'll just read it. It says, asked by a fan if the CRM was aware of the Commonwealth, Gimple responded, "We will see." During the 11th and final season of The Walking Dead, the answer to that question, admitting that even an answer like that was a spoiler. And I remember when I watched it, because he was asked that, and he's like, well, we'll see, during whatever. I can't remember if he said we'll see during this final season or we'll see this season, but he was like, we'll see, whatever the answer to that question, or we will see the answer to that question. Then afterwards, he was just kind of like, well, I guess that was kind of a spoiler in itself. And then I remember Chris Hardwick's reaction was kind of like, no, I really like that. Like, I never get anything from you, and I actually kind of got something from you, which I'm sure all of us have noticed, right? Like, whenever Chris Hardwick asks Gimple a question about anything, it's so hard to get get something out of him. But this is the one thing out of however many years he's been on the show, where we got something like this. And so I see that and I'm like, yeah, like obviously they're aware of each other. We've watched part 2 now and it hasn't come up yet, right? And so I imagine in part 3, we're going to see the answer to this right here. And I do believe this Connie storyline could be it. Like this could actually be it right here, right? Because I don't know how else it comes up. And if there's one character that's going to find out anything, it is going to be Connie. Originally I thought it would be Carol because of what we got in that trailer before we even watched part 2. It looked like she was kind of snooping around the Commonwealth. I was like, okay, she's a character that could find some stuff out. But obviously, that all of that was more to like that was all set up for something here in part 3 between Carol and Lance, right? We'll see where they're going here, but Lance or Carol has Lance's trust, so yeah, we'll have to see where that's going here. But Connie's the one character who is actually really great at doing this, right? She's a journalist, and I actually think this is going to be, how we discover the CRM on the show, and then there's just got to be that connection to finding out about Rick, right? Like, what other storyline could lead there? And it actually makes sense. And I posted this on Twitter yesterday where I was like, you know what, Connie, like it kind of makes sense that Connie is going to be the character, right? That is going to find out about the CRM and Rick. But like, does she even know about Rick or who Rick is, right? Or at least a lot of you guys were questioning that. And I think that's actually why it's probably going to be her. I kind of view The Walking Dead as they have a lot of these slow reveals, right? So they sometimes, anyways, not all the time, but sometimes they almost want to make a reveal out of every little thing. Like they'll have this little thing. So like if there's something that one character needs to know, well, that character is not going to find out about it immediately. It's going to be another character that finds out, but we're still getting the reveal of a character finding something out. But now we just got to wait for that character to tell that character kind of thing, right? So it's almost like you get 2 reveals out of one. And that's not like a Walking Dead thing at all. That's been done, a few times on the show. That's done a lot in television shows and movies and stuff like that. So I could totally see it, Connie's smart. Like if she sees the name Grimes anywhere, for her, she's going to be like, Grimes, that sounds a lot like Judith Grimes, right? She has heard the name Judith Grimes. Like literally when she met Judith, that was the first thing Judith said to her. Like, I'm Grimes, Judith Grimes or whatever. So if she sees anything with Grimes on it, like literally anything, Connie is going to know that there's something here, obviously, right? And she might not think anything of it. Literally, she might not think anything of it at all. But she might bring it up to someone. She might bring it back just to show somebody and be like, does this mean anything to you kind of thing? And then that's where we can get that reveal. Like, it's going to be something like that. And it could even be Eugene, who's one of the first ones to confirm who that is, right? If they see something Grimes or this and that, Connie might be like, what is this? Like, do you have any idea what this is? And then Eugene might just be like all wide-eyed, right? Like just so shocked, like, holy shit, how does this make sense? Why is Rick's name here? Because we only have 8 episodes left, and that's the question we all have, right? Like, when are they going to get into some Rick stuff here? And that's obviously just, we're under the assumption that they're going to give us Rick stuff, but I think it makes sense to give us Rick stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of how you end The Walking Dead properly, right? And I like, obviously you can end the current story. You can just kind of end it with whatever, but like, you want to bring up Rick. Rick needs to play a role in the story somehow. And I will say, like, people have been complaining about the fact that there's been no Rick mention at all season, whereas we got one in season 9 and in season 10. I feel like that's kind of on purpose. I feel like it's because they're actually building to something here. And so they want to do other things now just to sort of build up that anticipation, right? At least that's what I'm hoping for. Like, do I think Rick's going to be in the final episode? I don't think so. I think there could be something of Rick, though, where maybe they have to go and find him, or they hear his voice on something. There's a voiceover, or they find like a video clip or like this old laptop where you see something there. I don't know. Like, they could do something like that, but maybe not. Like, that could be a little bit too much, right? So I don't know. Maybe, there's been a lot of rumors because Andrew Lincoln was actually on set or whatever. He could have been there just to see it for one last time or said goodbye or whatever. But he was there, and he could have been there just to film a really quick scene, a really quick like teaser scene or whatever, for the movie. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting once The Walking Dead ends later this fall to get some kind of Rick teaser. I don't know if they're going to be filming this year. I think there's a good chance still. Again, everything's still sort of early on. And that's why I say April 10th is one of those dates to really look forward to, right? They always drop things sort of randomly as well. But once the show ends on cable and once people are on Talking Dead, like certain people anyways are on Talking Dead, that's where certain things could come out. And we're just gonna have to wait and see. You know, there could be an announcement. Maybe it's not even on Talking Dead. Maybe it's with Entertainment Weekly or something like that. But there could be something regarding like the last episode, or Gimple might be asked about the Rick movie. And like, yeah, I don't know. The point is, you know, overall is we don't really know when this is going to happen, but obviously they are building to something here, right? Because the Rick Grimes movie is the franchise's future. That's exactly where they're going right now. And so we just got to kind of figure out how do we get from the point we're at right now to that, right? Obviously, Gimple knows everything, right? Only Gimple knows what he has planned here, but I think the start of it could be what we got in the final episode there. And I think Connie's comments there regarding that secret location or whatever actually could be pretty telling. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to actually, like, they'll probably have interviews with Angela Kang and stuff like that, right? So they might ask, like, certain interviewers might, or journalists might actually ask her or Gimple about it all. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, it's now or Comic-Con. Like this year, there's going to be a Rick Grimes movie update this year. There is. I'm thinking it's going to be Comic-Con or when The Walking Dead's over, but it's going to be happening around there. But anyways, definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.